I like that, y'all. I like that, y'all. I like that, y'all. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. I like that, y'all. I like that, y'all. I like that, y'all.
Hey there, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. How we doing out there, crypto friends? I hope Friday night finds you well, as we are swimming in the sea of red once again. And we are looking here at some of the Bitcoin fundamentals, and there's nothing really going on. So this is typical crypto. If you've been around for many, many years in the space, like I said in the title card, it's kind of like Groundhog Day, where there's China FUD that's being regurgitated. That's been going on for years and years and years. China banned this, China banned that, and all the other stuff. So we're going to move right into the charts here. So let's have a look at BTC/USD. So we left the settings for this morning. So we're going to adjust the support level. We only lost a little bit of support, so we're down to 35,515.88, and we'll readjust the resistance level now as we need to come back through the 38,783.70. That is for, excuse me 1 second here, let me just double check. Okay. And let's move on to Ethereum. Ethereum just right, well, we poked down beneath the support level, so we're right there at 2296.08, and we will need to adjust the resistance level, climbing back through. If we actually zoom in here, there's a really good trade if you're day trading this. I actually had a chance to do this because of the timing, but as you can see, we got down here all the way down to 2108. Oversold, and so I jumped just in right here, grabbed me a quick day trade, and got all the way up till we hit this double top, so I exited right over here on the way back down. So nice little gains that can be had during these times of kind of scariness. So just wanted to share that with you. Well, let's move back to our normal strategy here. So we are looking at support 2296.08 and 2561.63, and we're just skirting along the oversold on the 4-hour time frame. So looks like the bulls are trying to buy it back up through, and we'll keep an eye on that. Moving on to BNB USD, Binance Coin. Got in there, we had that stop loss sitting down there, which triggered. Not a bad thing. So we're looking at support to hold at 304.951. New resistance level is going to be 356.660. Oversold for BNB, so we're going to be scouting a bounce. So just going to look for a higher low to be set as we come back up through on the next candle. So let's move on to ADA USD, Cardano. Blew through that stop loss, and then we got new support level down at the 1.443, and then of course we're going to get a new resistance right there at the 1.5656 for Cardano. Moving on to DOT. Forget to save that. Here we go. DOT USD. PolkaDot. New support down at the 21.832, and resistance coming back through. Let's switch over to the 1 hour, see if we could grab something a little bit closer. There we are. 24.260 for DOT USD. Moving on to the Doge. Doge starting to fade on us as well. So we got a new support level down there at the 0.3404. And we're right on this resistance level. You can see it right there. So we'll just kind of go on. We'll be optimistic and say we're going to get through there. And 0.3947 is what we'll be looking for your next resistance level for the Dogemundo. There we go. Moving on to LTC USD. Litecoin, the father of Doge. So we have 171.78 for your support and new resistance adjusting down to 197.50. That is for LTC USD. Moving on to LINK USD Chainlink. You're going to see everything following along the same pattern here. Some drops, we'll have to switch over to the 1 hour. Should be right in there. Yeah, I was close. Oh, actually right there. 26.520 for your resistance level. Let's move on to, whoop, hang on 1 second here. We are just skimming across that oversold, so keep that in mind. We probably need to be a deeper dip into that RSI to get a bounce going. Going to move on to XLM USD. Stellar holding right on that support level at the 0.4090. And we have a little bit of resistance on this indecision doji, 0.4693 rounded. And we'll move on to Vechain, VET USD. RSI is trending upwards, so keep that in mind. Get that stop loss out of the way. Get our new resistance support level is 0.1009. And resistance going to be right there at the 0.1112. And RSI right on the 30 as well. So moving on to FIL USD. The librarian, the Filecoin. So we're looking at 69.905 support. And gonna have to encounter, we'll have to go into the 1 hour, should be right in that zone right there. There it is. 78.0267. And let's move on to Storj, STORJ USD. New support level is 1.0295. We'll get that stop loss down. It's inactive at the moment. And then your resistance level to encounter, very tight range that we have to watch down here, 1.1345 for STORJ. Moving on to IOTA, down 19.06%. So taking it on the chin, a little bit worse than some of the others if you are a bull. So looking down at the 1.050 support and resistance climbing back through 1.20, and we are, where are we at here? We're at about 28.20 on the RSI. So just beneath 30, which is oversold. So we'll be scoping out a bounce. You do have this big green candle coming through and volume starting to come up. So keep an eye on that, folks. Moving on to COMP USD. Down 21%, so this one's really getting a punch in the you-know-wheres. So 414.554 is your support. And well, let's get you, I think we can do a little better than that on the 1 hour. Here we go. Just get back through. Looks like we're going to get it pretty quick there. 440.02, then watch this. Of course, watch this 12-day moving average, then up here at the 484. Let's move on to basic attention coin, down 15.62%. Scooting everything down. We'll scoot that down to 0.7158 support and 0.7856 resistance. Moving on to ETC, that's Ethereum Classic. Data brought to you by Coinbase. Here on TradingView, I'm actually using, if you're not familiar, I'm using the TradingView desktop version, which I'm not sure if it's out of beta yet, but this was the beta version when I first started. I think it's actually in the production now. So 62.904, support 58.627. Curling up here on the RSI, curling up on the 12-day. So it looks like we might be ready for some climbing. Moving on to MANA USDC, MANA. MANA, we have support down there. Well, we have a little bit better to do there. 0.78196, and then resistance very tight at the 0.832567. And we'll have a look at ZIL, ZIL, USD. .10957 is our support level, and resistance going to be 0.1215. And we'll move on to NU USD. Support out of the way. Sorry, stop loss out of the way. Support down there at the 0.30266. Looks like we have a double bottom to kick back on. So technical traders will be watching that. We are right now, as we speak, challenging this resistance level at the 0.3200. Moving on to NMR USD. NMR holding right there to 39.1178, and then resistance very tight, 43.1507. Very, very lightly traded, I might add. There's not much volume. And we'll move on to GRT, the graph token, GRT USD. And we got support right there on that previous low at the 0.75722 if you don't run the decimals out there. And then we have resistance 0.87523 for the graph token. Moving on to UNI USD. Feeling a little bit more pain than the others, down 17.54%. Support trying to hold. This is bull hammer actually forming. So support 21.159. And we'll look up at resistance at the 24.543. Let's move on to AAVE USD. Way down there. A little bit deeper, 21.37 down. As you can hear, some stop losses triggering in the background. 346.425 is your support. And we're going to have a look at the 1 hour to find a little bit something. There we go. Looking at support resistance at 375.79. We will now move on to MKR USD. There's one making all the noise right there. And I have to go to the 1 hour. There it is. So nice hammer right there as well. So we have the support 2964.475 and resistance very close at the 3156.52. We'll switch back to the 4 hour and move on to MATIC. Polygon. Is it Polygon? Yeah, I think it's Polygon. Name of it. So Coming down, did not bounce off that 100-day like we would like for it to. But we have support sitting there at the 1.4615. And resistance over there, we got you. 1.669. Okay, let's move into some NFTs. NFTs have gone to sleep. Not hearing much about them anymore, are you? Me neither. So 1.17323 is your support, and resistance 1.321. Moving on to CHZ USD. We have support down there at the 0.2596 and your resistance level at the 2.8. Check that, 0.2840 for CHZ USD. Moving on to Theta, THETA USD. Support down there at the 5.878 and resistance level gonna be right there at the 6.726 for Theta USD. So moving on to ENJB USD, down 15.5% for the day. And so we're going to look at support at the 1.172, pardon me, and resistance there at the 1.4233. Wrapping her up with ONE USD Harmony 1. Not to be confused with OneCoin if you've been in the space for a long time. That was a massive ripoff. 0.0970 is your support, and then your resistance going to be right there at the 0.1152. And got a new one coming in. We're going to be looking at SOL USD, so we're waiting on some data to come in. Coinbase is about to list this one. So I didn't have a chance to. There's some other exchanges that already have it listed. I think they're going to list it next week. So you can see here, if I click on SOL USD here in TradingView, there's no data. But I'll be adding that to the watch list. We're going to be watching that closely. And actually, we'll set you up a trade before it gets listed on Coinbase. But let's wrap her up here with BTC.D, which is the Bitcoin dominance. As you can see, we're starting to get all that back as the altcoins retreat into BTC for safety. And we're looking at 44.53%, up 2.72% of the total crypto market cap. And then we're looking at ETH.D, Ethereum, slightly down at 2.47%. So some Ethereum folks have left the building into BTC as well. And then we'll look at the total crypto market cap, which is down 10% or 10.5%. Holy cow. So we've shed just about what was that? We was up to 2.48 trillion. We're at 1.58 trillion. So we've lost a whole $1 trillion somewhere. And that's quite a bit of money. So folks, that does it for me for the Crypto Happy Hour. I hope you're having a good Friday. I know it's kind of red and scary and all those kind of things. But keep those diamond hands. If it's keeping you up at night, go ahead and trim some off. Don't sell it all. That's not financial advice, but if it makes you sleep better, go for it. And I will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Time. Have a good evening. If you don't mind, hit that like, subscribe, and all those kind of things for the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate it. And see you tomorrow.